What's up, guys? How is it going? I'm excited to talk to you guys today. Just got done with a little spin bike, and it was a good one. I tried to go competition focus, so I went hard for 30 minutes, as hard as I could, and just jumped back in my truck. And usually after my workouts, I'm super pumped up, and I'm ready to talk about something about wrestling. Today's conversation is more of just that. A conversation. I'm looking for feedback. I'm looking for thoughts. I'm looking for reflection on this video so I can see what people think. And I can bring you more content in a better way. So today I want to ask you guys, first question. How long do you think a wrestling match should be? How long should each period be? You know, right now in college, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes. Okay, high school, I want to say 2 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute. I'm not positive on that. I better double check. But guys, I want you to comment below. Enter in your scenario right now. Middle school, little guy, high school, college. How long your periods are in most of your tournaments. What you guys think about that? You know, should it be more like the UFC? 5 minute, 5 minute, 5 minute? Could we potentially grind that hard? I don't know. That's tough. That's tough to do. Wrestling's a lot different than fighting. You know, wrestling, we're out there, we're using every single muscle in our body, every single second, you know, with the way every little movement uses a different muscle group in our body. So the endurance is a lot different. There's not a lot of rest time when you're wrestling. You might be at 70% effort or 80% effort, but so you might not be at 100% effort the whole time, but, you know, you're not getting that rest. You're not getting that, you know, stand-up fighting position where, you know, they're in stand-up or a takedown turns in, you know, the guy can go to his back and, you know, rest in that situation. So that's what I want to challenge you guys with. How long should these wrestling matches be? I mean, like, really, let's think about it. Did they just come up with an arbitrary number? Did they just say, like, oh, matches should be 2 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, or 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes? Who created it? You know, if it's like the referees, why did they create it like that? Okay, should it be 5 rounds? You know, 1 minute rounds? What other possible scenarios could there be? Currently, I gotta say, I like the way it is, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna question it. I like the way it is. 3 minute, 2 minute, 2 minute is a perfect setup. Giving the wrestlers the choice to go top, bottom on your feet when it's their choice or defer really kind of mixes things up. And we get to see wrestling at all different areas of the sport, you know, on our feet, on top, on bottom. And I think on top right now, we're forcing action fairly well with, you know, stall calls and those types of things. Which kind of brings me to a little bit of another thing I want to talk to you guys about. You know, coaches in the corner. You know, what should they be doing? They got 3 minutes in the first period, 2 minutes in the second period, and 2 minutes in the third period. And there's coaches and assistant coaches and head coaches and parents. They're all over out there, and they're coaching all sorts of different ways. Some are actually trying to teach technique while the kid is wrestling. If you agree with this, go ahead and let me know down below that a coach can and should teach technique during the match. I've seen it happen. I've seen it be positive. I've seen it be negative. I'll tell you my thoughts. I think, personally, maybe I shouldn't tell you. Maybe I shouldn't tell you because you might not comment what you do. Okay, go ahead and comment down below what you do. Okay, do you coach technical things while the kid is wrestling? Grab this leg, do this, slide your knee in, tuck. Okay, how do you coach? Okay, there's a lot of times it depends on the kid for me. Okay, I'm just gonna give you my opinion. It depends on the kid. For some kids, I know they're analytical enough and they're listening well that I can literally say something technical that I've went over with them before, and they will know what to do. Now, that being said, if you're teaching or calling out something technical, you got to make sure you've actually covered that when you've coached that kid. You got to make sure you've actually technically went over that so that when you're yelling it, he knows what the heck it is. There's been so many times in my career where, I'm hearing something from the corner and I've never even learned it. Okay? Or I'm yelling something from the corner and my kid has never ever heard it. So you can't be that coach. Okay? So if you're going to yell technique, make sure it's something that they've heard. A lot of coaches are, toughness coaches. They're seeking out mental toughness out of their kids in that short amount of time. They are pushing their kids with sometimes a little bit negative comments, but nonetheless very aggressive comments. Okay, aggressive, like, hey, come on, you know better. Those kind of things. Okay, or hey, run him out of bounds, you know better there. Those kind of things. I've seen it positive and I've seen it negative. Once again, I really think it depends on your kids. So you can't coach every kid the same way. So think about that. You only have, 7 minutes, maybe, unless you wrestle overtime, to coach up your kid. Other coaches are really quiet. They just sit in the corner and they just let the kid wrestle. And sometimes I like that and sometimes I don't. What kind of coach are you? Comment down below what kind of coach you are. Lastly, my favorite type of coach. And I think the most beneficial type of coach in a 7-minute match. A motivational coach. Most of what we do as coaches, and mostly wrestlers, if you're watching this, you should be seeking out from your coaches and asking and communicating with your coaches and parents is positive reinforcement. Motivation. Motivation will help get you where you want to go a lot of times. Okay? A simple message of inspiration before the match. A reminder during the match. Almost a cheerleader type approach throughout the match. And finish with positive comments ready for reinforcement on the negative things we did. But mostly, it's a positive approach even to the negative things. Hey, we really need to work on this, but you really did this really well. But if you get this down, man, you're going to be solid there. Nobody's going to be able to touch you. You're going to be able to score on anybody. I mean, those are we follow them up with complimentary comments, and we change, a negative into a positive, and therefore we are a motivating coach in a lot of ways. But during that match, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 2 minutes, I think the most beneficial thing you can do as a coach, in the time frame that you have, is motivate your athlete. Motivate your athlete and coach your kid. There's the other coaches. Here's another type of coach. A coach that coaches against the other kid. A coach that coaches against the other coaches. A coach that coaches against the ref. We'll call them coach against coaches. Okay? It's crazy sometimes. It's funny. You want to be careful. I got wrapped up in this at one point in my career when I was coaching. And I didn't have a super long coaching career at the Division I level because Boise State dropped their program. But that being said, when I was coaching, I could easily find myself slipping into almost that complainer mode where you're coaching against another kid or against a ref or against another coach. And you really don't want to do that. You really just want to coach your kid. And matter of fact, if you have a coach, if you're a wrestler or a parent, and you have a coach that's doing that, you need to talk to him about that. You need to talk to him about that so that they just coach their kid. Okay? The main thing there, okay, is just the main thing. It's your kid. You can only control what your kid is doing. Forget about what the ref's doing. Forget about what the other kid's doing. Forget about what the other coach is doing. Okay? There is a point where you need to back up your wrestler. Okay? And you need to fight for your wrestler. So if the other kid's doing something and you need to stand your ground to make sure your wrestler knows you got his back, I get that. That's good. That's okay. Okay, but kicking over your chair or, getting up and running on the mat and yelling at the ref or yelling at another coach or screaming, he's grabbing his one finger or something like that, or he poking us in the eye, or he's grabbing our headgear. Like all that kind of crap, that's just a bunch of crap. You teach, instead of worrying about the kid grabbing your headgear, tell your kid to change levels and get to a leg. Get to a leg, 2 hands to a leg, finish scoring. Those are the types of coaches I like. Okay, coaches that are motivating you to wrestle, and they're doing it with positive reinforcement. Man, I don't know what got me on this rant today. Was talking about how long should matches be. So comment down below if you got some ideas and why, matches should be that long. And then also down below, comment what kind of coach you are versus the one you want to be. Or maybe you are what you want to be, okay? But if this video helped you in any way, as a coach, as a parent, as a wrestler, knowing what you want, from your coaches, you need to think about that. You really need to think about that. And comment down below if you love this. If you like this video and you got something from it and it's changed your perspective. Guys, my biggest kind of probably most motivating my most accomplished moments in my career, and toughest matches in my entire career, came at times where the coach in the corner was just flat out motivating me. He was just positive. And when they're positive and they're not yelling at you like they're frustrated, because you can frustrate your coaches. Don't get me wrong. If you're a wrestler, you're probably going to frustrate your coaches. It doesn't matter, how good you are. At some point, you might frustrate your coaches. And they might seem like, they're mad at you, or coaches, you might be coming off like you're mad at your kids. You're probably not. You probably have the best intentions, but you really need to think about that, because your best intentions might come out, the wrong way sometimes, and they might not be expressing your best intentions. One of the ways, I know a lot of you guys have really good intentions. One of the ways you can do that is with positive reinforcement, positive coaching, positive messages. Okay, little trigger words where you get your kid to flip his mindset. Have a trigger word that allows him to do that. A lot of it is mindset, but anyway, I don't know. I got off on a rant today, and I'm super excited to talk to you guys about the amount of time that's in a match, and also what kind of coaches are out there, what kind of coaches you like to have. And just inspire you guys to either go find it if you're a wrestler, or if you're a coach, become it. All in, guys. It's a lifestyle. It's a choice. I love you guys. You guys take care. All in. Peace.